Hey YouTube, I'm back with another video. In this video I'm going to be doing a deck profile of my other Perdition Dragon deck. So this is the other one that it features Vortex Dragonewt and Pain Laser Dragon. So this one I'd like to call this one Miwa's Perdition deck, because I believe Miwa was actually using Dragonewt and Pain Laser. It's just in the show they never let him use, or he just never used Dragonewt. He just ended up always using Pain Laser Dragon. But I think he was actually running this exact build, with a few exceptions. Anyway, so this is my alternate build. I kind of like this one for fun. I really like the Dragon Overlord the Great one better, mainly because I always liked, from Season 1, I always liked Dragon Overlord more than Vortex Dragon. So, interesting fact, people probably don't really recognize this guy, but this guy is actually based off of Vortex Dragon from Season 1, whereas Dragonic Overlord the Great is based off of, obviously, Dragonic Overlord from Season 1. So both of them got a very good send-off in Season 4, in my opinion, with how they got upgraded to their ultimate forms. So this guy, Vortex Dragonewt, he's a big upgrade to the original. He was the Mega Blast unit for Kagero, if those who didn't know, where he retired 3. It was a Mega Blast, retire 3 of the opponent's rear guards. So he kind of does that in this form. The only difference is he retires 2. They have to be grade 2 or less, and he can deal 1 damage to the opponent if they're at a 4 or less. So pretty good skill when it goes off. It is kind of rare to see the effect go off, because you do have to counterblast 2 and discard a card that is either him or the Legion mate. Basically one of the 2 cards on the Vanguard circle when he's in Legion. So it doesn't happen that often. So that's why I kind of like Dragonic Overlord the Great more than him for that reason, just because I think the Great is a more consistent card. But he's still pretty good. In a way, it's kind of like he does kind of swing at the Vanguard twice in a way, because he does deal the instant damage. It negates the trigger effects, and then he gets to swing at the Vanguard. Whereas Dragonic Overlord the Great swings at a rear guard, and then he swings at the Vanguard. So, interesting way to look at it. He actually attacks the Vanguard twice, sort of. Next, I'm running 4 Pain Laser Dragon. So this was Miwa's final main Vanguard that he used. A lot of people don't think Pain Laser Dragon is good. I think he's a pretty decent unit. I don't consider him any worse than something like Garnet Star, or the trial deck for Link Joker. Or even Wingle. He's kind of like, he basically, when you Legion, counterblast 1, retire all the opponent's rear guards in a column. So that's not really that bad when you think about it. Makes the opponent go -2, and there's lots of support. And then you just can re-Legion into Dragonewt or another one of him later on, or just Stride or whatever. So I think he's a decent unit. The only thing I don't really like about him is the Soul Blast 1 thing. Yeah, it does kind of manipulate the drop zone, sort of, but I don't know. It's kind of a weird add-on effect. Could have just given the generic plus 2k or plus 3k or something like that. Next, 4 Menace Laser Dragon. He is Pain Laser Dragon's Legion mate. So he is probably one of the better Perdition rear guards that came out. So yeah, very good. More retiring effects, obviously. And then 4 Whirlwind Dragon. He is Perdition's 12k attacker. So very generic effect, but a very good Legion mate for Dragonewt. So obviously I run 4 of him. And then for 3, I couldn't really decide what to do with my leftover cards. So I just put whatever I had left over. So I'm trying one of these. I may actually take this guy out and put in another one of these. But I'm not sure. I only really have one. This is the only one left I have of this. But otherwise, I could potentially run 2 more of those. But for now, this is the leftover grade 2 lineup. For grade 1s, 4 Perdition Dragon, Rampart Dragon. This guy is the new Sentinel for Perditions. So it's Season 4's Kagero, Sentinel, or Perfect Guard. Similar to my Dragon Overlord the Great deck, I don't really feel like Quintet Walls are necessary in the deck, and the deck does counterblast a lot. Dragonewt is counterblast 2, Pain Laser counterblast when he legions to do his effect. So, but if you want to run a 1 Quintet Wall, you can. 1 Quintet Wall works just fine. And then 3 Dragon Monk Gojo, just really good. Just really good card overall. And then 3 Perdition Battler, because the deck does have room for a 3rd one of these. And then 2 of the guy who can unflip a damage. 2, I believe he is kind of not really all that necessary, but he does help you get extra counterblast if you need to like final turn ride and legion into Pain Laser Dragon or something. Or if you just need that extra counterblast, like let's say you're at 5 damage and you only have 1, just make sure you're gonna need to use like one of these or something. But it's almost impossible to pull it off. But he's just there for that reason, just to help you get extra counterblast. And then 2 Calamity Tower Wyvern, just the generic draw, Soul Blast 2 draw. Just a really good card early. And then for the trigger lineup, 4 Gattling Claw Dragon. This is probably the most used draw trigger for Kagero. The only other one I can think of is the Seal Dragon one, which is basically a Margle clone. But this one is pretty good at picking off enemy starters early game if you have it in your hand. So keep in mind it does use a counterblast though. That's another reason why I'm not running the Quintet Wall. And then same as before, 8 critical and 4 heal. Just standard. And then the starter for them is Tinder Spear Draco Kid. So he's the other rare starter that came out in the set. So I just paired him with Dragonewt and Pain Laser, and I put the other one with the other 2 guys. So that was basically the deck. Let me know what you think of it. What do you think of Perdition, Vortex, Dragonewt? How long do you think this card will stay relevant? And let me know what you guys think of the deck overall. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.